Stick around to find out how to modify the HDX pump-action shotgun for paintball. Welcome back to Frontrunner Paintball. Today we got a new video of personalized paintball with the HDX shotgun. I've been enjoying using this in games a lot. It took a second to get used to, but the pump action is so satisfying on the field. Plus nothing beats running people down with a shotgun.
Hey, surrender!
We're going to go over three things in this video. First, the quick reload mod, then the HBA mod, and then finally what my setup is. Some quick things to note. First, this thing feels solid. You notice it the second you pick it up, and I always love the way it feels. Next, you don't need the HBA mod for paintball, but it's helpful for airing up at the field, and so you don't have to deal with CO2 during high temperatures. If you do decide to go in the HBA direction, there's an additional modification you need to do to dial in the FPS. Remember to do your own testing so that your mods are field safe at your local field. I do think the quick reload mod is required for paintball though. With that in mind, let's get into the quick reload mod first. This is an easy mod I created that attaches a pull string to the follower. This allows you to lock the follower back and use a 10-round tube to let the balls roll into the chamber, and it's a lot easier than pushing them in one by one. This is version 1 of the mod. I had some ideas for version 2 but ran into some development problems. Keep an eye out for another video if I get that sorted out. To start this mod, you're going to need to punch a hole in the end cap. All I did was take a nail and a hammer and then just tapped it through. You can also use a drill, but I found the nail and hammer was just faster. Once you establish the hole, you're going to want to sand it down to make sure there's no burrs to get your string caught on. For the string, you can either use a fishing line, or what I'm using is the string from one of these pole keychains here. Once you get that installed, you're going to want to take apart this top screw only. You'll get that out and you'll be able to tie a knot around there and then string the thread through the middle of the spring and then out the end. Once you have that done, you can tie it in a knot around this, or you can do whatever method you want. Once you have all that done, it's pretty much set. I recommend actually pulling the string through here before tying the knot around whatever you're going to use as a hook. The reason for that is it keeps it on one side, so it's always in the same spot. I just don't have it set up that way right now for testing purposes. Once you do, you'll be able to lock it back like this and then load balls in. Before we move on, let's just show the quick reload mod in action. First, you want to pull this back and lock it to whatever retaining thing that you decide on. Next, cock this back. The way I have it is so that my thumb can rest here and I can pull back on this grip. This releases the detent so the balls can just roll in. Next, you want it to face slightly down, and then the balls can all just roll in. Once you're ready, release, forward, and you're ready to rock and roll. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Next, let's get into the HBA mod. I already disassembled everything to save time. It's not super complicated, but if you're hesitant, I can make a disassembly and care guide in the future. I'll add the link if I end up making it. Before we get started, you're going to need three things. First is an air tank. I'm using a 10 CI from First Strike. Next, you're going to need the 88 gram CO2 cartridge adapter from Modern Combat Sports. There's this part here, and then a CO2 to HPA adapter. I recommend the one from Air Venturi because it had the largest diameter air hole that I could find. Once you have those parts installed, you need to do a small modification to the air restrictor, which is found inside of this part here. To get this open, get 1 or 2 screws like that, and then just twist. And then once you're in there, push from this end to get out the air restrictor. You'll find on the air restrictor that there is a small pinhole. What you're going to need to do is take a 1/8 inch drill bit and drill out that pinhole. You can go around a little bit, but not much. The 1/8" drill bit was recommended because gave you the greatest margin of error in case you accidentally mess it up, because it's not possible to get any more of these without buying another gun. After that, you can use a shim kit on your tank to adjust the FPS. The consistency of your velocity is going to come down to the quality of your regulator. I'm using the 10 CI from First Strike with a 3000 PSI FS Hero regulator for its low profile. First Strike also has a shim kit that makes adjusting the velocity easier. If you do end up using a remote line, make sure you test your velocity because it will change your output pressure. Also, if you want to know how to do this, check out my other videos. Alright, and to wrap this video up, we're going to go over the setup as a whole. So, normal fashion, we're going to go tip to butt. So we're going to start with what I have on the threads. So this is just a Freak barrel tip. I got it off one of my Freak barrels. Don't know where to get it, don't know what it's called, but reason it's on there is to make this as short as possible. Now you notice the O-rings here. The O-rings on the top are because this won't cover all the threads and it looks dumb without covering all the threads. Saw this on the HDX Facebook page. Thank you to whoever recommended that. And then I put it also on the bottom here so that on the field, if we need to, this can come off quickly so I don't have to use the whole threads. In case there's a ball that breaks in there, I can just quickly squeegee it out. I don't have to undo everything. Next, we'll go here. This is for my camera mount. I also have this room here for another camera mount. And then, of course, the front flip up sides to look tactical. Next, we'll go over the grip. The grip, what I did for this is I wanted a vertical grip on here, but putting it all the way out here where the original mount was too long and it felt terrible in my hands. So all I did was I took this off, flipped it around, stuck it back on, cut the excess until it worked. And now I got a good grip. This is just going to be a doorstop. I use this for the reload so I can have a place to put my hand. And it's also a great place to do a little intermediate if I still have balls in there, I don't want to pull it all the way back. This is also great to relieve pressure off your balls in here in between games. That way there's not a spring always pushing against it. Next we have our quick reload. So this fits the 10 round tubes, normally for shotgun shells, but 10 round tubes and shotgun shells are the same diameter. After that we have my riser. Main reason for the riser is just to give me something to grab onto. After that we have our rear sight. If you have a front sight, you better have a rear sight. And then this is for the sling attachment. I like a nice 1-point sling attachment that's easy to switch side to side, and this fits the bill perfectly. After that, I simply have a band right here just to get some extra traction, and then similar hand placement every time. Other than that, cut down the original buttstock just so that I didn't have this exposed metal the whole time. I could have left it a little bit longer, but should have measured twice instead of just cutting once. Other than my tank, actually, that's my whole build. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions. Happy to make another one. Changes are still coming to this marker.
Hey, if you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Like and comment for more, and thanks for watching.